Something I need to point out while I'm in the process of putting these air scoop pieces together is this larger air scoop, the main air scoop. In the instructions, they show you to put the front piece onto this back piece first and then glue in this radiator part. However, in doing dry fitting, what I found out is these two pieces, these two main scoop pieces, they don't really go together very well by themselves. You need this bigger radiator part inside there to help line them up together. So there's two little pegs sticking up and two little holes right here. So all you got to do is put those together right there, and this creates the right width and gives you a little bit of a lip here, or a shelf, to attach this other part of the scoop on there, like that. Anyway, just in dry fitting, I found out that that's a much better way to do it than trying to do it the way they say in the instructions. So let's do it that way, shall we? We'll glue this on there, like so. There's the radiator glued into the larger part of the air scoop. Okay. Then we take this front part of the air scoop, make sure it's all nice and clean, and we're going to glue it onto the front of the radiator. So we'll add a little touch of glue around here, like so. And we'll take this part and stick it on there, like so. I see a problem. I see a problem right there. Yeah, doing it that way works much better. It went together actually pretty well by not following the directions. That's where dry fitting pays off, I'll tell you. You gotta watch some of these model kit companies. Not sure who made the directions, but they kind of flubbed up on this one thing here. I'm just kind of squeezing it together and making sure everything's a nice tight not seamless, but gapless fit. I'm not concerned about painting the inside of that radiator. No one's going to see it. I'm not going to see it. Okay, all the horizontal stabilizers and the rudder are now attached. I have puttied all these bad gap areas and started to sand on it. I'm gonna persevere and finish this model kit, but I'm very disappointed with it. Anyway, the scoops fit really well. The tail fins, everything in the tail section fit really well. The wing halves fit together good. Fuselage halves, we had some problems with that, but not serious. It was just these wings meeting up with the fuselage that is the biggest issue with this kit. At least that's what I found. Now, maybe some of you, if you get this kit and you build it, you may not have that problem. Could just be me. Maybe I didn't do something quite right. It's happened before. Anyhow, I'm going to pursue this model kit and keep on keeping on, and we'll see what happens next. While the parts I just glued together on the fuselage are drying, I am going to work on a few other little things. Namely, these exhausts. Now you get a couple different kinds of exhausts here. I don't see what the difference is. Well, you know, there is a slight difference on one set of exhausts, but I don't know. I mean, do I use the never mind. You know what? I'm just going to pick some and I'm just going to glue them together and paint them. Now, they say to use this mix of paint, but you know what? Hull red looks the closest to what they want you to paint them. So I'm going to use Hull red, which is the XF9 by Tamiya. It's a really cool reddish brown color, and looks good on exhausts. So here we go. Going to work on the exhausts. All right, I'm at the point now on this build to where I just basically am going to do a little bit more sanding on these areas that I've puttied. And then I'm going to start prepping it for paint job. And I'm going to be doing the camouflage pattern. This one right here. Yeah, so once I get everything sanded, like I said, I'll start doing some masking. I will mask off the canopy and the camouflage pattern, and we'll get started on the painting. All right. The camouflage paint is now on. And I also got the bottom painted. Actually, I put a fingerprint right there. That's easy to clean off though. So the underside and the top side are all painted now. And now I'm going to remove all of the masking. Let's see how good of a job I did. There goes. All the masking tape is off except for the canopy, the wing lights, and the underbelly light right here. So basically everything came out okay. There is a couple of places where the tape pulled off the paint, but nothing real serious, like right here. That's easy to touch up. And then there was another spot I saw. Oh, it didn't pull the paint off. It didn't cover enough. Right here on the underside, next to the air scoop, there's an area where I got overspray. Oh well, it's not that bad. That can be fixed. And then I put a fingerprint, actually a glove print, when I was spraying. I must have got some brown paint on my finger, and I touched the bottom right there. But that is easy to take off. And yeah, generally speaking, that's about it. My line right here between the underside and the top didn't come out very even. The leading edge of the wing didn't come out very even. I'm going to have to work on that by hand and just sort of fix that. But yeah, I'm gonna do all the touch-up painting I need to do, which isn't a whole lot, and the cleaning up, and then I'm gonna put a clear coat on it to protect it, and it will be ready for decals after that. The canopy is going to stay right where it's at for now. Yeah, so far looks okay. The issues I was having with fit on the wing gaps and stuff, apparently I did a good enough job in filling it and sanding it so that it looks pretty decent. You can't really tell unless you get up real close, and you can kind of see, you know, that it was worked on, kind of a thing. So anyway, there we are. I'm going to put together the landing gear now, and it looks like it's all on the G-sprue. Yeah, there's the wheels, there's the landing gear doors, here's the struts. Okay. Okay, let's take the struts off here now. Okay, I'm going to glue the main wheel halves together and then go from there. Now it's time to get some decals put on. I'm waiting to put the propeller and the wheels and that sort of stuff on there till after I get the decals on. Just because they're going to get in the way, and I don't want to bust them and that sort of thing. So I have to make a decision which decals I'm going to use. There are common decals, and there are two different squadron decals. This is one squadron over here. This is the 253rd Squadron. This one over here is the 79th Squadron. And these down here are common. So, I don't know. The 79th Squadron decals have a bigger roundel for the wings than the 253rd do. So maybe I'll go for the 253rd. I like the SWS and the smaller roundels. So, I don't know. I guess that's what I'm going to go for. I'll look at the instructions and double check. So I've decided on the 79th Squadron. The 253rd Squadron markings are for the night version. So, yeah, that helped me decide right there. All right, so we're going to start with the wings, the upper surfaces of the wings. And we'll get the roundels for that and lay them down. And I believe the roundels we're using are these right here for the wings, the wing tops. So I'm going to cut those out and we'll plop those in the water. Got my dish of warm water over here. Where's my... There they are. Okay. Dip these into the warm water for a little while. Cut out this other one while that's sitting there. Get that one out. And we are going to use the microsol first. The decals are on except for the underside wings. The exhaust is now put on. The rear tail wheel is on. The main antenna is on. Its underside is just about ready for the wheels. Decals have gone on pretty well. I've used the microsol. So far, everything's coming along pretty good. Happy with it. I'm working on the front main wheels now, main landing gear. Here are the doors. I'll do a little painting on that one. But they're just about ready to match up with the wheels. And then I started also on the propeller. I'm not going to paint the center because the spinner goes over that. You don't see it. But there's the propeller all done. So it's coming along. Next, I will be continuing to work on the main landing gear, and hopefully the next time the camera comes on, I will be this model will be sitting on its wheels. Okay, this build is getting close to being finished. I have to add the canopy on and the landing gear doors and the antenna back on. I did put the antenna on earlier, but that was a mistake because I promptly snapped it right off. And so, yeah, the landing gear themselves are attached. There's going to be a little touch-up paint here and there. And one final coat of clear. Yeah, and that's about it. So it won't be long. See you when I get back. Well, there she is. The Revell 132 scale Hawker Hurricane Mark IIB is all done. I am happy with it the way it came out, in spite of the fact that it caused me some grief to build it. And that the fitting issues I had with the wings meeting up with the fuselage, a few other things like that, fitting issues, overlapping seams where they didn't meet together evenly, that sort of thing. That's the fault of this kit. There are some good points for sure with this kit. The detail of the interior of the cockpit was, I think, outstanding. I didn't use any aftermarket parts, but I didn't feel like I needed to. Just the general, I don't know, just the general ease in which most of the parts all fit together. I wouldn't say this is a beginner model. It's the kind of kit where you have to bite the bullet, you might say, and do a bunch of puttying and a bunch of sanding. Anyhow, I did the best I could with it. I'm sure someone could do a much better job than me, but there it is, such as it is. I'll turn it over. There's all the landing gear parts and everything. So, that wraps up my build of the Hawker Hurricane by Revell. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.